Hello, YouTubers. Oh, what a day. I'm a 36-year-old schizophrenic woman, and, I keep having problems and posting about them on Facebook, and then people have all this advice, and they don't realize that giving me advice, half the time the bits of advice are like someone holding up a flaming hoop that's moving 85 miles an hour and telling me, oh, all you have to do is jump through it. And then my life will be what I need it to be, but how do I jump through a moving hoop at 85 miles an hour that is also on fire? And there is no advice. I have no advice for you, and you probably don't have advice for me. I am trying so hard in my everyday life, everything that I'm doing to make ends meet. I'm not making ends meet. Other people are doing that for me as an act of charity right now. But it's like people keep telling me to just work harder, and there's no harder I can work. I'm pushing myself to my limits. And I didn't even know that the limit was this far back. The goalposts keep moving, but I am literally stretched so thin. And I think that there's a lack of awareness about how to give advice. And a lot of times people are like, oh, it's so easy. For you? I watched a YouTube tutorial about how to take better product photos and how to make a light box, and they were like, oh, make a light box for $6 or make a light box for super cheap, how to take product photos for your Etsy store on a budget, on a $0 budget. And then they whip out a $400 or $1,000 camera, and it's like, I have a $60 phone that I got on the crack market for $20. Are you kidding me? How am I supposed to access what you have? Maybe you should step out of your situation, and instead of saying, oh, I did this for $7, you need to look at all of the tools you have available and all of the situational things that you had available. Sure, you had a couple of lamps lying around the house. That doesn't mean I do. I might have to go out and buy some things in order to get myself to the platform that you started at. So as a 36-year-old, toothless, formerly homeless woman who is recovering from homelessness as we speak, I don't have the luxury of just making a $7 light box and boom, I can take great product photos. I have this little bit of white space on the wall behind me, and you see how dark it is in here, like. So I have shadows and more shadows and more shadows, and I'm doing everything I can, but it's still not enough to make people want to buy from me, and I don't get that, but whatever. So if you are struggling with anything at all, whether it's your Etsy store or your life in general, I just want you to know I understand how hard it is, and I get that you don't need to work harder. That maybe sometimes the world needs to take a step back and it needs to work harder to understand where you're coming from.